friends, and welcome back to Beloved Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Happy Sunday to all of you out there, and happy Easter to all of you out there who actually celebrate the holiday. So anyways, as for me, how I'm doing. I'm doing amazing. This weekend totally flew by. It could have been longer, but nevertheless, I am grateful to be spending this time with you all, getting into another film. Oh, a little bit of a fun film here. Nothing too serious, nothing too dramatic here, okay? So hopefully I will not be with you long, at least in this setting, all right? But y'all let me know in the comment section below how you are doing, how you're feeling, what are you up to, any plans for this weekend, how are you wrapping up your Sunday today? Did you go to worship service? Did you get to spend time with family, friends, loved ones? Did you get to head out to the theater at all this weekend? And if so, let me know what you watch, okay? But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled The Dog Who Saved Easter. Now, you can actually find this film streaming right now for free on YouTube. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. A dog springs into action when 3 criminals try to sabotage a daycare for dogs during Easter time. Now, friends, this, like I said, this is a very fun, cute, adorable, not too serious film at all. This is one of those kind of films like you are relaxing on the weekend or any other day and you just want to get away for a little bit and chill, maybe have something playing in the background that you don't necessarily have to be watching every single second. You can actually miss stuff here in this film, but get yourself caught up right up again, wherever you decide to pick up at. Like I said, it's one of those films that can be playing in the background. It is fun, it is cute, it's adorable, and like any film that we have like a pet leading a crew, you're gonna have some laughter, lots of humor here. But this film does remind me, I was actually thinking at some point earlier today, because I literally watched this earlier today, I was thinking that this film kind of reminds me of like a little kind of a version of Home Alone in a sense. You got the kid taking down some criminals or whatever, and that's what we kind of have going on here. But in this case, we do have a dog named Zeus, who is a pretty cool dog. He is such a sweetheart. Like he is so innocent to the point where, like, even when his family drops him off at doggy daycare, and he meets this rabbit there, y'all, okay? Yeah, I know, Easter rabbit, bunnies, and all of this, but this bunny is not too fond of Zeus, okay? This bunny, it has a little bit of an attitude and always trying to get Zeus into a lot of trouble. From the moment that Zeus arrived at the doggy daycare, this rabbit was just on it. Like, it did not want this dog here at all. I guess it wanted to be the only one in its owner's eyes, getting all the affection, getting all the love, and its thoughts towards dogs for, like, basically, they're not the smartest creatures in the world. Not the cleanest and none of these types of things. So that's how the bunny rabbit looked at Zeus. But Zeus, on the other hand, even though a person like the bunny kind of thought of Zeus like not too bright, it was kind of playing him in a lot of ways, and Zeus never really caught on to it. And to me, I looked at it more like Zeus was just innocent. I mean, there are people out there who are just innocent. I mean, somebody may call them a little bit naive, but it's still nice to come across people who look at the world with such brightness. And that's how I feel about Zeus here. Zeus loved his family and he always had like good intentions, whatever it is, how he go about his doggy day, okay? Everything is all about good things, bringing joy, bringing happiness to people. And he was smart in a lot of ways. Like I said, in certain ways he was a little bit naive, and a person may call him not the brightest, but like I say, he's just a little naive. He's still adorable. But in other ways, like when he takes down these criminals and save the dogs and save the doggy daycare here, it was like amazing to see him do that and pull us together. And all I could think of, especially throughout the film, It's just so nice to see films that are family friendly, that kind of revolve around family, keeping families together, and being there for one another, choosing to be kind when it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. And we pick up on a lot of this. We get a lot of those kind of lessons here in this film, where certain characters were done wrong in a major way, or certain characters were being plotted on, and yet in the end they chose to choose kindness in return. And of course, this is a happily ever after film, which we all love. We love those kind of stories here on this channel, so you definitely gonna get that satisfying ending. But at the same time, like I said, I love the lessons pouring out throughout this film. And that is, being kind-hearted, being tender-hearted towards others, and trusting God, even though we know when people may be up to no good. We know that certain people may not deserve certain things, at least on our scale, our human scale things. Even though we can kind of feel that way at times, but still in the end choosing, God say vengeance is mine and he will repay, and choosing to pray and bless your enemies. And that, even though I know it's easier said than done, it's still such a blessing and a wonderful thing to see, especially on screen, because here we do have Alice, who opened up her own doggy daycare. But the reason behind her opening it up, like many of us, y'all know how it go, okay? You may have a dream, something you want to do, and you may be working like a 9 to 5, like right now, just saying, for example, you're working like a 9 to 5, okay? Like many people, but yet you have a dream to possibly open up your own business or something like that one day, okay? Forgive the noise, y'all know how I be animated when I be talking with my hands and stuff. Well, okay, so that was Alice here, and because she was let go by her former employer, that gave her that push, that boost to go after her dream of opening up her own doggy daycare. And it turned out to be quite amazing. I mean, of course, you're going to have those bumps in the roads. Everything is not an overnight success, That's not everybody's story. That's not most people's stories. But when you hang in there and you trust God and you keep pressing forward, we do find that we see our heart's desires manifested. And that's what we see here with Alice. Like I said, she had a lot of bumps in the road, stumbling blocks. She had her ex-employer really on her case, trying to sabotage her because she was jealous and all these types of things. But Alice stayed kind. She stayed pressing forward, doing her best, giving her all to her business, to her customers, to everyone around her. And it just showed in the end that it's always best to be that type of person, to be the kind of person you would like to see in your life, that you would like to see in the world. Go ahead and start with yourself. And that's what I saw here with Alice, that she literally started with herself and she stuck it out, even though it was very, very difficult. And of course, we do have the voices here. A lot of the voices of the pets are being narrated by some familiar faces. So I did enjoy that about this film, that we get to see a lot of different faces that many of us grew up with. Some characters that from Saved by the Bell, from Seventh Heaven. So we get to see all those little faces from those nostalgic shows who right here on the screen with us now. So I truly enjoyed that. That was icing on a cake for me. The main character here, Alice, who runs the doggy daycare, she is we know her. Many of us know her from Seventh Heaven. Okay, we know her from we know her from there. So it was so cool to kind of go back in a sense when you're watching this and seeing those familiar faces and wow, I wonder if I should watch this show. You just want me to do that. That's how I be thinking. Y'all know me. But anyways, like I said, so many different life lessons here that are kind of spoon fed to you, and it's not where it's shoving it down your throat or anything, but they do come up, especially, and I feel not only for children, which is always amazing to make sure they get those morals and different things in films, but also for adults who sometimes along the line have lost what it's like to be kind, to treat people the way you want to be treated, and all these types of things that we kind of learn in preschool and kindergarten. Yeah, I know you have to kind of remind people, even grown people, okay? So you do get a lot of that here, a lot of those different reminders, and overall you're gonna have a good time. Lots of smiles, lots of laughter. And it's such a good film if you do have little ones in your life, especially when I say little ones. I am talking about like the nursery, pre-K, kindergarten, elementary school, maybe even a little bit of middle grade. Them especially, of course, I can't really see, but I could be wrong, but I can't really see high schoolers really jumping and wanting to watch this and sitting down with you as their guardian, their auntie or whoever, to watch this. But you never know, because you just never know. But overall, it is fun. You're going to have a blast, especially for those of you who are into the whole Easter eggs and having a good time out on the parks and on Easter and bunny rabbits and Easter egg hunts and all of that. And for those of you who don't necessarily take Easter like that, but you take it more a little bit differently than, all of that kind of stuff. If you take it more like quiet time, spending time with the Lord, really reflecting on all that he's done for you, all that he's doing for you and will continue to do for you, and all of that. Of course, this doesn't necessarily line up with that, but at the same time, it is fun. It does give you a lot of different lessons that kind of remind you, put you in the mind of a lot of biblical principles. I would say that, because we know that God does encourage us to be kind and gentle and all the fruits of the Holy Spirit. So we do see a lot of that in this character Alex here. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all for this review. Once again, this film is titled The Dog Who Saved Easter, streaming right now on YouTube. But before I leave y'all for the day, let's go ahead and get into the scripture. And we're coming out of Colossians chapter 3 verse 25, and it reads, "But he who does wrong will be repaid for what he has done, and there is no partiality." So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I'm trying to think. There is another video that I was actually originally thinking of putting out today, but I don't know if I am gonna actually put it out today. I may put it out for tomorrow since you all have this, or if I'm feeling like, okay, I don't know, maybe if I have a little bit more time, maybe put it out a little bit later today. I don't know. But yeah, you do, but be on the lookout for a book review. Many of you who have been around on the channel for a minute, I'm talking about from the beginning and all that kind of stuff, y'all know I do enjoy reading, and I like to pick up on my readings around spring and summer. That's when I really like to read and get into that whole type of thing. And I was thinking going forward, I know it was different today because of Easter, but going forward on Sundays, I will be sharing with you, like almost like reading along with you all, like y'all know as I'm going by different chapters, probably 3 chapters at a time, and let y'all know where my mind is, how I feel about these characters, what's going on. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Okay, what? All that kind of stuff. So that'll be on Sundays, especially for those of you who are into reading, whatever it may be. I'm in my season of reading a lot of is fiction. I know I have said that previously, but I don't know, that's my heart, okay? I don't know, it's just something about it. It's serene, peaceful, and I'm just there. I really am. And I just started a new book today by Wanda Bronstetter. I think that's how you say her name. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and so I really can't wait to talk to y'all about what I read so far, the first 3 chapters. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all for today. Until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.